The extraterrestrial ambassador takes a firm stand. Their angular features are lit by the low blue glow of the surrounding control panels. Their calculating and icy eyes traverse the vastness of the soul mechanism, previously displayed on the screens. The ambassador's uniform, adorned with rank-related badges and symbols, gleams under the artificial illumination. Every inch of their presence radiates authority, a silent assurance that this is not their first conquest, and certainly not their last. To them, this is just another routine operation, another insignificant culture that will either bend to their will or be swept aside. Setting their aides aside, the ambassador's voice cuts through the bridge's soft hum, smooth yet firm. "How long until we reach Earth?" they inquire. But the question is rhetorical. They already know the answer. It's merely a reminder to all present of the inevitable outcome. The aides, clad in their less ornate uniforms, exchange anxious glances. Before one nervously responds, "We will be in orbit in a matter of seconds, Ambassador. The humans have not responded to our initial transmission." The ambassador's lips curl into a faint snarl of contempt. "Typical primitives," they murmur. "They've likely not even deciphered our message." Yet, their gaze drifts back to the star-speckled void, imagining the panic spreading through humanity's disorganized leadership. Frantic, scrambling to comprehend their impending doom. The ambassador hopes for desperate negotiations, frantic pleas for mercy, followed by a swift capitulation. They always capitulate. They always fall in line. An aide cautiously interjects, "Ambassador, humans have shown unpredictability in the past." The ambassador scoffs. "Unpredictable? They are nothing but a collection of divided nations with antiquated technology. Their history of infighting proves they lack the unity and strength to resist any real opposition. They will either comply or face total devastation." With a gesture, they order the transmission of a simple message. An unyielding call for surrender, broadcast on every frequency, in every language humans might understand. The message is clear: surrender and avoid annihilation, or resist and be destroyed. The ambassador pauses, savoring the weight of their words. This is where most species falter, when they realize the futility of their situation. Minutes pass. The only sound is the faint beeping of the ship's instruments. Still, no response. The ambassador's brow furrows slightly, though they remain composed. Perhaps they are weighing their options, they muse, more to themselves than to anyone else. Or perhaps they need time to grasp the gravity of their predicament. The aides exchange uneasy looks. One ventures, "Ambassador, what if they are preparing an attack?" "Do not speak such nonsense," the ambassador snaps, their gaze narrowing. "These humans are not foolish enough to defy the coalition." They will respond. They always do. But the silence persists, thickening the air on the bridge. The ambassador orders the message to be repeated, this time with greater urgency. Still no reply. Then, without warning, a sound pierces the communications silence. A calm, clear human voice. It reverberates through the bridge in perfect galactic standard. "We are prepared." The words are steady, resolute, and filled with an unsettling confidence. The ambassador's heart skips a beat. The crew begins whispering in confusion and unease. The ambassador slams a hand on the armrest, commanding silence. "They are bluffing," the ambassador declares. "Prepare all defensive measures. Remain vigilant." But the phrase echoes in their mind. "We are prepared." They glance back at the screen displaying Earth, its serene blue-green surface rotating in quiet defiance. Then, something else comes into view. An enormous human fleet. Hundreds of ships of varying designs sit in flawless formation around the planet. Some are sleek and angular, others hulking and heavily armed. They are utterly still. No lights, no movements, silent sentinels standing guard. The ambassador leans forward, eyes narrowing. "Scan them," they order, their voice calm but tense. The scans reveal nothing unusual, no active targeting systems, no power fluctuations, only an eerie stillness. It's as if the ships aren't truly there. Whispers ripple through the crew, but the ambassador silences them. "This is a trap," they mutter, though even they are unsure. Humans are unpredictable, yes, but not suicidal. And yet, their silence feels wrong, deliberate, calculated. "Send another message," the ambassador commands, their irritation mounting. "Make it clear. They have mere minutes to comply, or we will act." The silence continues growing, heavier with each passing second. The ambassador's fingers drum against their chair, their calm facade beginning to crack. Doubts creep into their mind. Why haven't the humans responded? Are they stalling? Planning? Then the human fleet begins to move. With perfect precision, the ships reposition, blocking every possible escape route. The coalition fleet is trapped, Earth behind them, an impenetrable wall of human warships before them. The ambassador's composure falters. Their gaze darts to the control panels. "Scan again," they bark. The data is even more troubling. The human ships are not just armed, they're equipped with advanced technology far surpassing coalition standards. Energy signatures suggest weapons and shields beyond comprehension. The ambassador's confidence crumbles. They realize, too late, that every move has been anticipated. The human fleet remains motionless, like predators waiting for their prey to make the first mistake. And, for the first time in their career, the ambassador feels the cold grip of fear. They bark in response to the human instruction. Negotiating, the crew scrambles as necessary. They must adhere to setting up a secure line. The ambassador steadies their breathing, after which their voice starts, infused with someone's tense composure, on the verge of collapse. "This is the Galactic Coalition's ambassador. We ask for a conversation and are open to talking about terms," they say. As the seconds pass incredibly slowly, they try to get an answer, adding concession offerings and pledging to stop fighting in exchange for peace and safety. A single response appears, repeating the same information. A haunting human voice says, "We're ready." The diplomat's poise starts to crack. They make another desperate attempt, essentially begging. "We comprehend your strength is unnecessary. We can identify a solution advantageous to all parties." The quiet swallows their words, disrupted only by the repeated message reverberating in the ambassador's thoughts like a taunt. Panic circulates among the crew. Officers exchange whispers, their distress increasing. What have we entered, and why are they not responding? The ambassador tries to maintain control, barking orders to uphold discipline. Yet, their voice loses its steely assurance, doubt now carved into their face. Turning to the human fleet, their thoughts race. How could we have been so blind? They had arrived intending to intimidate, but now found themselves outmaneuvered. Every move they made had been predicted. They underestimated humanity, portraying strength, yet cracks began to show. The human fleet's silence was deafening. Its stillness mocked them, feeding their terror. The ambassador, once certain they were the hunters, now realized they were the prey. The once unwavering confidence became a distant memory, replaced by a nagging terror. Turning to their crew for reassurance, they found only reflections of their panic. They realized they were trapped. Humanity had orchestrated their dread. The ambassador's chest grew tight with fear. They clutched their chair's armrests, trying to maintain composure. Abruptly, the human ships began to move, their formation changing with unthinkable precision, as though they were a single, unified creature responding to an invisible command. The ambassador's throat tightened. Massive battleships shifted effortlessly, creating an unbreakable barrier. It was a flawless execution, reflecting decades of preparation. Suddenly, the sensors on the ambassador's ship went haywire. Alarms blared, officers shouted, and dozens, no hundreds, of human ships emerged from the void. The ambassador stared, stunned, as the stars themselves seemed to awaken. Humanity had hidden this fleet from their sensors all along, laying a perfect trap. "How many more are there?" the ambassador whispered, trembling. Fresh contacts appeared, tightening the net. Gripping the chair with white-knuckled hands, they realized they had walked straight into a death trap. Then came a new sound, a distorted, uncanny voice, broken across multiple frequencies, said, "You were never dangerous. You were just practice." Horrified, the ambassador recognized their own voice, twisted and weaponized. Holographic displays filled the bridge, replaying images of their fleet destroyed, their allies slaughtered, and their own face etched with panic. Crew members froze, terror etched into their expressions. "Focus!" the ambassador shouted, trying to cut through the fog of fear. "This is psychological warfare. Don't let them control your thoughts." But even they knew the words were hollow. Humanity was not just setting traps. They were unraveling their very psyche. The ambassador clung to the chair, trembling. "This can't be happening," they whispered. "Not to a primitive race." But each passing second revealed the truth. Humanity was anything but primitive. Their fleet demonstrated mastery of warfare in all dimensions. Technical, psychological, and emotional. Breath shallow, chest tight, the ambassador realized they were outnumbered, outmaneuvered, and utterly at the mercy of an enemy who knew exactly how to destroy them. They had come to Earth to deliver an ultimatum. Instead, they found themselves terrified, trapped, and facing annihilation. Finally, in desperation, the ambassador barked, "Prepare all ships for full speed! Charge! If we remain, we die!" The alien fleet roared into action, engines blazing as they launched a final, desperate attack. For a fleeting moment, hope flickered.